And at the moment, some of these videos are starting to all kind of look like the same video, and I'm gonna tell you why. It is Sunday, January 8th, 2023, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofa Time, we're talking about all kinds of upcoming travel plans. Here I am back at work in front of the red sofa. How about you? Did you go back to work this week? Did you have the whole first week of January off or off of school? What you been up to? Let me know. Yeah, I hope your year is starting out good. Mine's been good. Mine's been pretty good so far. The last few weeks have been pretty good. The end of 2023 was filled with some pretty crappy things, so I'm definitely happy with the way this year has been going so far. If you're new here, my name's Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I travel all around the world to popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it was like to be there. And I also wrote a book filled with crazy travel stories called Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship, which is something that really happened to me. It's available on Amazon now in paperback and for Kindle. This video is going to be a little bit more focused at the people who watch all my videos, this great group of supporters out there that I'm so thankful for. If you're new here, feel free to stick around. What I'm going to be talking about is just some things that are going on right now and my upcoming travel plans, everything that I'm ready to discuss right now, because you know I always have some secret things happening. But I want to tell you about the plans I have coming up, and knowing what is going to be on my travel agenda will also let you know what you can look forward to here on the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I almost ran out of breath. One thing I want to say in advance is I have to apologize for the people who really watch every one of my videos, because there are going to be still 3 or 4 more videos coming from the Wonder of the Seas, and at the moment some of these videos are starting to all kind of look like the same video, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think we all know enough about the YouTube algorithm and this whole suggestion system that YouTube does to push certain people's videos, or just to push certain videos more out to other viewers. And we've talked about how sort of the sizzle words or dramatic words in the title and a very dramatic thumbnail seems to almost always get more views regardless of what is in the actual video. I've been experimenting with that a little bit, and I unfortunately have to say
it has been working extremely well.
The last few videos that I've uploaded about the Wonder of the Seas that have been something about the largest cruise ship in the world, or mega ship, or crazy situation, or crazy incident, things like that, have not only, for my standards, been getting tons of views on YouTube, and I'm talking like within the first 24 hours, 10,000 views, 20,000 views, some of them in the first couple of days, 30,000 views. For my channel, that's a lot of attention, and I'm super happy with it. But also, these videos, when I share them on Facebook, holy crap! YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, they offer all these insights you can see to see how many people are watching it, in what countries, at what time, and all these things. And usually, when I post a video on Facebook, it maybe gets 2,000 impressions. But the last couple of videos that I've posted about the Wonder of the Seas, the ship tour, this whole bad balcony video, and the one, well, actually not the one about the waterfall, but especially the ship tour and the bad balcony video, they have gotten several 100,000 impressions. And as somebody who does this full time and who makes a living from the attention that these videos get, and then the ad revenue and everything else that's generated by that, I cannot ignore this, and I have to keep doing it. So I apologize, like I said, to everybody out there who watches every video, because the next few videos are gonna seem like a video you already saw. And the things I have planned are to focus a little bit more just on the fun part of the Wonder of the Seas, like a little bit more on the water sides, the flow rider, sort of Lido deck activities. I also want to focus a little bit more on the shows and on the food. And all of these titles and thumbnails are gonna remain in this sort of general area of having some dramatic word and also a thumbnail that will make people want to click on it. So forgive me for doing that, but like I said, I have to keep doing this as long as I can. That's all part of the YouTube business, which is, important to me now, and I hope you understand that it's important to all of us creators who make our living doing this. So if you're not interested in that, please don't unsubscribe. Please just take a break and come back in a couple weeks, okay? And in a couple weeks, what you can look forward to, hopefully we'll look forward to, are videos from everything going on in the Orlando area. So I think most of you know, we'll be arriving in Orlando towards the end of the month and be staying there almost 3 weeks. Gonna be doing a lot of theme park stuff, and not just the big theme parks, but also going to, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld are also big theme parks, but I also want to visit some of the smaller, much smaller attractions, I think they're called Fun Spot, maybe go to Gator World, maybe do a airboat tour, see some alligators and things like that. So make sure that you come back in a couple weeks if those are the things that are going to be interesting for you and you're tired of seeing another video about the wonder of the seas. And if you have any suggestions for what you think might be an interesting Florida related video for when I'm there, please let me know. Another thing I was thinking about doing is my first roller coaster, my love of roller coasters began in Florida, and it was at a park that no longer exists anymore. Does anybody remember Circus World, which became Boardwalk and Baseball? That's actually where I rode my first roller coaster. Not at Valley Fair, where I grew up, not at Disney, but at Circus World. The coaster that I rode actually still exists because when the park closed there, another park bought it and took it apart piece by piece and set it back up in that park. And that park is called, dang it, I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's in Arkansas. It's something Springs. Is it Rocky Springs? I'll have to look it up later. And someday I would love to go there and ride that roller coaster again, just, because it's the first roller coaster I ever rode, and it's cool that even though the park isn't there anymore, the roller coaster still exists. You know what I mean? Can you remember the first major roller coaster you rode? If it is a roller coaster that's not around anymore, please let me know in the comments below, because I find that kind of thing fascinating and sad. So we'll be getting home from our big Florida extravaganza at the beginning of February, and sometime in February, I want to take one more trip before our next trip, and I haven't quite decided what I wanted to be yet, if I want to try to jump on some short, maybe Mediterranean cruise, maybe some short Northern Europe cruise, maybe do something with Hurtigruten or one of the big Sweden ferries that looks like a cruise ship. Maybe I'll end up just doing a tennis camp and sort of doing it for myself and taking a vacation. Maybe I'll go skiing again. I literally don't have that planned yet, but sometime in February I will be going on another trip. Also open to suggestions. Tell me what it is you want to see me review or experience, and I will consider it. Then in March, Marcus and I are going to be doing the transatlantic on the Symphony of the Seas together. And usually I try to I like to make guessing games out of my upcoming cruises and travel plans and things like that. I guess I've been doing it a little bit differently recently, but if you've ever been interested in doing a transatlantic cruise or interested in doing a longer cruise but haven't had the budget, I just want to let you know that this, at least when we booked it, was a very affordable transatlantic cruise. And I think it's because there's no ports. So we leave Miami on the 9th of March, I think it is. And then in 12 days, we make it over to Barcelona, and we're only stopping once. And shoot, what is the port? It's not Madeira, which is a place where a lot of transatlantic cruises stop. I think is it Ponta del Cruz or something like that? Welcome to the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. We don't do a lot of research and we forget things. That'll be the next t-shirt. But so after I finish the Wonder of the Seas videos, then the Florida videos will come. Then the videos from possibly whatever I do in February, be it skiing, be it tennis, be it another cruise, then the Symphony of the Seas videos will start, which I'm really looking forward to when I just consider how well the Wonder of the Seas videos are performing. It seems like there's a lot of people who are interested in that, and that's important to me, is to help as many people as I can. And if a lot of people are searching for Wonder of the Seas right now and are landing on my channel, then I've reached the goal. 10 points for Morgendor. And the next thing that I have planned after that will be visiting my family in Minnesota, and that is going to be just a vacation as always, where I take time off and spending time with them. That's going to be over the 4th of July. So between March, so like end of March, I have April, May, and June. No plans yet. Also, let me know what you think would be a good thing to showcase on the Very Unofficial Travel Guides, and we'll try to get that happening. And I know this is a little bit different video than always, but every once in a while I need to do these kind of videos also, not just to inform you, but to just feel like, okay, I've put it out into the world, and now, what do you say, it's going to be manifested. 2023, as far as videos go for me, has been a great year so far, and I hope it's going to continue that way. And as we are watching the situation, now will come the time on Sunday Sofa Time where I comment on your comments live on air. Last week's Sunday Sofa Time was about, surprise, the Wonder of the Seas, and it was called What It's Really Like to Cruise on a Megaship with 6,500 other passengers. Been getting a lot of attention, like I said, and it's so interesting that so many people in the comments were saying the same thing, and that is that the bigger ships feel less crowded than the smaller ships. I'm telling you, that's basically my experience too. So the first comment is from Fred Opera or Opera. Fred writes, I went on my first cruise ever with my family in October 2022 on the Orange, Wonder of the Seas, out of Barcelona. It was a fabulous experience, and now my wife and 3 kids want us to do a cruise every year. The food, the shows, the activities, the port locations, and the service were all great. The ship felt full, but never really crowded. People were well spread out doing different things. Like I said, the ship does have a lot of people on it, but the ship also does have a lot of space on it and so many activities. And I can't believe that there's people who really believe that when you go on a ship that has a capacity of 6,500 people, that they believe that there is any one activity that all 6,500 people are doing or trying to do at the same place, at the same time, all at once.
It doesn't happen.
Next comment is from Ronald Archuleta. Ronald writes, my only real complaint about being on a Royal Megaship was waiting for elevators. I was traveling with my 2 elderly parents who physically cannot be hoofing it up and down stairs all day. We never had a problem with the elevators on other ships, but it was definitely a problem on Royal. I also thought the casino was tiny compared to the size of the ship. Yeah, that's one thing that I mentioned in my video, that there are so many other ships with bigger casinos, and it just seemed weird to me that the casino, which is not small, but for the amount of passengers on the ship, does seem small. And Ronald experienced the same thing. And you know, about the elevators, I guess I never really thought about that. I try to not take the elevator as often as possible. Of course, if you're on I think I just spit. If you're on deck 3 and trying to get up to deck 14, I probably will tend to take the elevator, especially now, you know, I'm not 30 anymore. I'm 32 now. But going down, I usually never take the elevator, but I know not everybody's like that and not everybody can be like that. So interesting to note that Ronald said the only thing that he realized was a little bit too crowded, or where he noticed that it was a problem, was the elevators. Final comment is from Tom Green. Tom writes, we've sailed a few megaships now, and I have to agree, it can be crowded, but it's not that bad. Our most recent cruise was over capacity, and while it certainly was busy, it was still less busy than our experiences in places like Walt Disney World. Amen to that. I find that people tend to spread out well on those larger ships, as there are always a multitude of activities available, so while there can be lines, it's never really that bad, except maybe to get an orange in the buffet. So yeah, just another comment that confirms that at least a lot of people who have cruised on these super big ships have not complained about the crowds. It's basically not a problem. And Tom was just on the Oasis, and I think it was the Oasis, right? And said that it was over capacity and still felt like everybody was pretty well distributed among the ship's spaces and activities. All right, everybody, I hope you're having a great week. Like I said, I hope the next week, the second week of 2023, is gonna be fantastic for you as well. It's crazy, I just realized I only have like one more full week here at home, and we leave for Florida Thursday in a week. Half of me is like, yes, and the other half is like,
oh my gosh.
But I'm really looking forward to getting there, spending some time with the members of my family who are gonna be able to come down, and having some theme park fun like you can almost only do in Orlando. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you soon.